Hey guys, it's another episode of Pegasus Actual. But you guys knew that, but guess what? We have the whole crew back together. Look at that.
Yay!
How about that? So
we do.
like we've been playing one time at least one time a week somebody is absent. And we finally got everybody together all in one place again. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like forever, but here we are. And so we're glad to see everybody. Hail to Cap Stargate, hail to Parrot Head, and of course, hail to Tony, aka the Blue-Eyed Rookery in the Based. What's going on there, buddy? So tonight's episode, we're doing season 4, episode 16. Oh my god, Tony's comment is priceless. This is great art.
Oh, you know better. I don't get my directions from him.
I don't think he could string together a long enough sentence to give directions.
I agree.
No, he just told you, hey, you ran out of gas. That's okay. We'll get you an electric car.
Exactly. God.
Look, as a guy who drives an electric car, that's a dumb idea.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Because, the green energy is the way, my friend. Don't forget that.
We only have 12 more years, y'all.
Yep. We gotta change our way of life because the cow's smart.
Yep. God.
Oh man! All right. Well,
I've missed y'all.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness! Too much fun. But yeah, we're doing episode 16. We did no exit last week, and I gotta say, for Brahma Bull having his first time, Zach, I thought he did a good job with us. He did okay.
Yeah, Brahma's a natural.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, you had some people that filled in for you, Arwen, that actually did a decent job. I gotta say,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm so glad to hear that. That's
so
awesome.
so you've been well represented while you've been gone.
That's always good.
They
to
ain't
hear.
quite you, but they're pretty good. They did they did a decent job. They're pretty good.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we had no exit last week, which was good. A lot of exposition in that episode, as Zach and I were saying. Maybe a little more than I would have liked because I'm a big action guy, but I know that Zach and Brahma both gave it a little higher mark. I think I was at 7.5, but that's okay. I mean. We all have our opinions, but it's still a good episode. And I'm trying to think because I have a hard time remembering this episode, Zach, and I'm sure it'll come back to me as we go through the script. But man, yeah,
This is a really touchy-feely episode.
Okay.
In a lot of ways.
Hey, Deej is here. Boxy Theory, disgruntled for being so left out of the series, Boxy went on to pass along the internet rumors that Drew has a big dog. Has you read the Drew? Oh man!
Oh my God!
Hailstone Loki, beware of the Drew! Run, flee for your lives! Nice.
Loki.
Hey, Tabby's here. Tabitha, what's going on? Prayers for Arwen and her struggle with the stairs.
Thank you, honey. I swear to God, those stairs are trying to kill me.
I will tell you what, Tabitha and Dan on doing their inside the boost up, and Ricky and Maria doing their after the weekend stuff. And they are all great people. I love hanging out with them, and that is a fun circle of folks. I'm so glad I'm friends with all of them.
They really are.
They are absolute, just wonderful people. And the same thing with this guy right here, Mr. Phil TMNT. What's going on? Hey, Phil. Hey, Hey Tony, blast away that bot there, please.
Whack-a-bot.
Thank you. Yep. But yeah, they are absolutely outstanding people. I love hanging out with them, and Phil's great too. I need to Phil and Shellback to be the tag team since they're like the turtle dudes.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, and you get Tom from Midnight's Edge, and you find a fourth one. You got the whole crew.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I
true.
love it. Oh my God, I love it. They
Absolutely.
should do a show about that franchise and from when it started to where it's been taken. That'd be interesting.
Actually, yeah.
That'd be Phil's ticket to the beat, big time.
Yeah. Dwayne's here. Hey, what's going on, Dwayne? I hope you and Rita are doing great. And he says, good damn evening to y'all in chat panel. Hello, Arwen, Zach, and our true. Yep.
Hey.
It was funny. I was telling the joke. It feels odd to sit here and have like I've got Arwen and Zach in my speed dial. I've got Laura Logan in my speed dial, and now after United Resistance, I have Allura Jensen in my speed dial. So it's like weird because I have a world-renowned adult film star. I have a world-renowned journalist, along with all my friends. So it's like, wait a second. You're just looking at my contact list. Like, wait a second.
And you have me in there for the man boob representation.
No, dude, that's me, bro. You're like lean, mean fighting machine. I don't think.
Oh, you ain't met me. Don't act like you know what I look like.
I'm rolling on that like short Asian tank thing,
Yeah.
Is that what you call your dog?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh goodness. Dean
hell.
says, "Don't look at me. I'm perfectly happy as a pink bunny."
Yes, you are, honey. Yes, you are.
Yeah. That's Deeds. Anybody that knows Deeds knows that's him. Brahma says, "I got me some moves."
Y'all stop.
Don Deeds said, "Bring the truffle shuffle."
Y'all are
Oh
killing
my
me.
goodness. All right. Before we die over here of laughter, asphyxiation from laughter, Zach, why don't you get into tonight's episode?
Will do, my friend. So like Drew said, this is season 4, episode 16, aptly titled Deadlock. The episode opens as a mixed human Cylon workforce applies the organic resin to Galactica's bones, as Tyrell explains the nature of the stuff to the Admiral, who curiously asks if the resin is alive. He later states flatly that this had better work. Caprica 6, under thin disguise, walks through Dogsville as Marines distribute food to an unruly crowd. Unfortunately, she's made, and is forced to defend herself against an angry group before walking off. Later, her and Ty get an update on their baby, who they've named Liam, stating that all is well. A sly joke about Saul not trusting the machine is made as Coddle shoos them away, and 6 reassures him that she'd sleep better at home. In CIC, Lieutenant Hoshi detects and identifies Raptor 702, having escaped from Cavil's base star with Boomer and Ellen on board. An air patrol, accompanied by a heavy raider, confirm that an aide is on board, and that the Raptor can indeed receive comms. Adama orders Starbuck to escort the Raptor on board, where she and the Admiral rendezvous in the hangar deck. Both Boomer and Ellen step out as Lee, Laura, Starbuck, and Adama stare in shocked disbelief. Hot Dog quips, among many other things, asking how many dead chicks are actually out there, while Chief Tyrell comes face to face with Boomer, staring her down, and walking off while revealing her identity to the others, prompting Adama to have her sent to the brig. Just then, Saul joins the group, and he and Ellen embrace lovingly for the first time in a virtual lifetime. And that is the opening.
Yeah.
What an opening.
Yeah, it's funny how Tyrell goes over and he just looks at her and and he knows. He's like, yeah, Admiral, this one's Boomer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just whisk her right off. Like she's off that Raptor for about 30 seconds and she's already getting
Bye.
escorted to the bridge. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't blame him for that. I probably would have done the same thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hail to our friend, the lovely Sherry. What's up, Sherry?
Hi, Sherry.
I mean, that's all well and good, but Kate Vernon walks off that Raptor and literally lights the scene on fire. She is so hot.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Zach, I'm starting to think you got a thing for the Cougars, man.
Or are they more like Pumas? It depends. Some are Cougars, some are Pumas.
I'm still in my winter cave. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Yeah. Oh, she's beautiful.
She is, man.
And she's more attractive during the show because she played what's her face in Pretty in Pink. She was oh God, I can't think any Stargate Boy. She was his girlfriend in that. And I didn't know that for years. I love that movie, but I never made that connection. And then when I finally did, I'm like, she looks better as a mature woman.
Well, she was in Falcon Crest, I think.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Falcon Crest, yeah.
So that was the big, gorgeous, but
yeah, that was the big thing in her career was being a Falcon Crest, I think, for the longest time. Macklin's here.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey.
But yeah, she looked good.
Oh, D just giving you a hard time, Zach.
Oh my God, D! Oh my God.
I mean, I'm sorry. Where's the problem?
Honey, as long as you're happy, it don't matter, does it?
That's right.
That's one damn bit. You do you. That's right.
Oh man.
All right. So after the opening credits, Ellen briefs Fleet Command about Cavill's psychological unbalancing and his designs on the rebuilding of Resurrection technology following the destruction of the hub. Ellen breaks the tension between the gathered and herself by asking if anyone has a drink or a flask, the latter of which Adama produces and shares. A brief discussion on Boomer's role in Ellen's escape, as well as her treatment, is shared with Rosalind, before Ellen asks to see the rest of the five. She appeals to their sense of family, asking them to imagine if instead of 50,000 survivors, how close they'd be if there were only 5. She asks Saul how much he remembers from his past life, to which he replies very little, only flashes. Lee then tells her about Sam's condition, and she repeats her plea to see the rest of the 5 to Adama. Ellen and Ty are then left alone, and the two engage in a passion long missed. However, as Ty briefly projects the features of 6 onto Ellen's face, Caprica doubles over in a sudden flash of pain back in Ty's quarters. We then see the members of Baltar's collective loading weapons and discussing supplies as he walks in. Jean rushes to embrace him, but Paula is visibly annoyed, proclaiming her surprise at his return. He insists that his return was long since assured, and is filled in on how the group had been treated in his absence. Paula states that they felt abandoned, prompting Jean to add in abandoned by God, while explaining how the group came to be armed. Gaius, covering his ass, replies that he knew his extended absence would teach them self-reliance, and that's why he stayed away for so long. Paula retorts the inherent wisdom in such an implied decision, and Baltar's Messenger 6 lets him know that the sheep have found a new shepherd. Meanwhile, as Ellen and Ty redress themselves, Ellen uses her observation on Ty's seemingly new break from thousands of years of sexual routine to find out that her husband has lain with Caprica 6, despite his claims of always envisioning Ellen, a claim she doesn't believe. And there's the touchy-feely drama.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's like, oh, sure, Saul. You know.
I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, they're both him and these gorgeous women. It's like, what the hell, Saul? He just, he knows how to pick them. I'll give him that. He knows how to pick them.
Yeah. Man, that is a hard sell though. I mean, seriously, trying to explain that, like, can you just imagine as a dude trying to explain that to, your chick that you've had throughout most of your life, but that you still, yeah, you're just like, well, when I'm with her, I see your face, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's kind of hard to explain.
It shouldn't be, right? Because they have Cylon projection. He's like, I literally used Cylon projection to see your face.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but still, it's just women don't buy that.
No.
Cylon or not, I agree.
She even gave him that out too. She's like, "It's okay. You thought I was dead." I'm like, he should have been like, "Yeah, I know. I killed you."
See, okay, now for that, yeah, she can't get upset with him because she was dead. She was gone.
Yeah. Yes.
He was not expecting her in any way, shape, or form to come back. So, he was moving on. I mean, it's what you do when your loved one dies. You move on. And, but it's just, it's kind of sad to see them, they're Cylons now. They're the first ones and get back into their old nasty human patterns. It's like, yeah, well, okay. Enlightened much? Nah.
Hey, take care, Tabitha.
My sweetheart.
I think that's one of the big takeaways of this episode, and it's not really going to spoil anything, is that despite everything that Ellen's been through the last few episodes, and despite everything that Ty's been through, Ellen is still largely the same person.
She is.
Yeah. What's Macklin mean by this one there, Zach?
Lazarus, meaning you come back to life.
Oh, right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Deed says, Dust, just move that cobweb to
Oh my God.
The most appreciative might be the last they ever get.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Anyway. Thank you, honey. I love y'all too.
As Adama again inspects the repair work, a group of Cylons, including the members of the Five, have gathered around Anders, as Coddle sardonically tells them not to unplug anything. Ellen motherly addresses Tori, Galen, and Sam, as the present six floats the idea that the Cylons abandoned the fleet to their own devices. Ty scoffs at the idea, before Athena mentions the assault earlier in the episode. As Ellen argues that the mixed child Hera is the future, Tori asserts that Six and Ty's pure Cylon baby represents an opportunity for a pure Cylon race. This news takes Ellen by surprise, and she stares questioningly at Ty. As she mulls over this revelation out loud to herself, Galen tries to steer the conversation back to the offer. The Five are split on the decision, and Athena tells them that they must be unanimous. However, the swing vote falls on Ellen, who, preoccupied with her new drama, storms off, leaving the decision deadlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to discuss this, Drew?
Oh, he took a break.
Oh, okay. I'll continue. As Gaius follows his cabal through Dogsville, Paula and Jean tell him how the group has adapted, trading and not being reclusive. He diverts, addressing a woman, Naya, and her son, named, ironically, Gaius. Baltar vainly assumes that the child was named after him, but Naya corrects him, stating that the child was named after his biological father. Baltar uses the child's hunger to publicly shame Paula into sharing the collective's food with the people of Dogsville via a characteristically grand speech. Naya embraces him in gratitude, but Paula is none too happy about the whole stunt. In the hallways, Rosalind walks up to Caprica 6 in the corridors of Galactica, and, after realizing that she never addressed Six by a name, congratulates her on her pregnancy and personally apologizes for the assault in Dogsville. She mentions their shared visions, and they both note that neither has had one since Six became pregnant, prompting Laura to ask if this child is particularly important. Caprica pretends not to know what she means, stating that all children are important, and makes her way off. Meanwhile, Tyrrell walks into Joe's bar and orders a gin. Starbuck, noting the new piano, a few seats down, remarks on how watching Ellen and Ty felt like watching her parents make out. She asks if he's visited Boomer in the brig, which he denies. She suggests that he do so while she's sleeping, sarcastically saying she stayed by Sam's side until she couldn't handle the fun anymore. Tyrrell takes a bottle of gin and walks out, as Starbuck plays with the bullet recently removed from Sam's brain. As Adama further inspects the repairs, Ellen walks into Ty's quarters and prompts a conversation with Caprica. In explaining her relationship with Saul, she slyly slips that the two made love upon her return, and realizes from the look on Caprica's face that she was not made aware. Ellen tells her not to worry, as their baby is living proof that Ty loves her, while also throwing in that the name Liam was something shared between Ellen and he, much to Six's dismay. However, Six sees through the ploy, and Ellen reconciles on the futility of making Saul choose between them. Back in Dogsville, Gaius distributes food as Paula warns him about how all of this has gone before with the Marines. As Gaius attempts to assure her that his generosity will be returned tenfold, a group of men attempt to strong-arm them, and when Gaius defies, trying to use their own pistols as a show of strength, the men pull out military-issue sidearms and walk away with the remainder.
Gaius, he's back for 5 minutes and already chaos erupts.
Well, the funny thing is, just the incredible, cattiness of Ellen. She can never, it never fails.
She's got to dig, doesn't she? She's one of these women that's a digger. She pokes. She's got a claw. It's like in her makeup.
Well, she's possessive as all shit,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, she just goes all in. She's like, look, bitch.
And I feel so bad for Six. I really do. After everything that they've all been through, and here she is. She's got her little bun in the oven, her little Cylon bun cooking away, and she's got, her man and all that, and then in comes the queen. It's like, sorry honey, you're not gonna win this one. I'm sorry, but Ellen, I love her and hate her at the same time. Always have.
Well, she plays that character so damn well.
Oh, amazing.
Kate Vernon just kills that character, man.
Amazing. But awesome. And what a toxic relationship at times her and Ty have, but then what an amazing loving relationship they have at times. It's just their dichotomy it's fascinating to watch and see how everything unfolds. And then you throw this leggy blonde Cylon in the mix, another one, and it's just like, as the Galactica turns, it's a soap opera.
Tony says Ellen is that girlfriend who has a trump card. She always uses to bludgeon you into submission every time there's a disagreement. Yeah,
it's true.
And Tony, I mean, that's spot on. Because I think all of us here, in some form or fashion, when we've had a super extended long-term relationship with somebody, we've had that significant other that just knows. And they can just drop that on you, and you're like,
It's like, all right, you're right. I hate it that you're right, but yeah, exactly.
I think what's apparent now is that more and more people are being able to see through Ellen's manipulative ways. Like Six takes a couple of, she takes a minute, but she definitely sees through it. She's like, I know what you're trying to do. And I mean, Saul's blind to it because he's Saul, but he's become more resilient to it in her absence. Just because he's become more attached to the things that he's left behind.
Y'all, let me give you a little clue. Women can tell when other women are gamming on their man we have that sixth sense, and we can also tell when a woman is trying to dog us about a man. We just know. It's like instinctual almost. And I've had guys say, "Oh, what? No." And it's like, "Trust me. Trust me." And then, some of us can be a little bitchy about it. So all that combined, and that's where you get this kind of behavior. And then couple it with that, they're Cylons on top of everything else. Oh yeah. She has a thing to say. But I wonder if that is also compounded with the fact that she sees six is like their children. That kind of factor for her.
Yeah, it's multi-layered. So the Cylons that we know are their children.
Yeah.
But also when she sees that Six has Ty's child, it awakens this whole other box of resentment that she's carrying with their own inability to have a child.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this almost incestuous relationship with their pseudo children in the form of the Cylons.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things to unpack. Definitely.
Oh my God, yeah. But it's just watching Ellen though. I'm like, oh my God, that chick's just on another level as being like she could go from chill, like normal to like a snarky alpha bitch in like a heartbeat.
Oh yeah. A fully realized Cylon Ellen is much scarier to me than just the batshit human crazy Ellen.
I mean, yeah, there was no reason for her to pull up the whole Liam thing.
Mm-mm.
No. Well, she was just going all in, dude.
She
threw all the daggers,
poke, pick. That's what she was doing.
All right. In Adama's quarters, he and Ty are deep in the bag. As Adama asks about any mythic revelations from his Exo's compatriots, Ty has none to report. Adama then asks if Ty was born naturally, which Ty confirms. After a joke about that not being very machine-like, Ty fires back, stating that his great-grandpa was a power sander. As the two old friends laugh, Adama confesses to mixed feelings about using Cylon technology to repair Galactica, fearing that she will no longer know who she is, and that, combined with the Cylon's flying cap, it just might be enough for the fleet to survive. Ty has no response. Gaius admonishes Paula for not informing him about the Sons of Ares' involvement, with Paula retorting how obvious the thought should have been. Messenger 6 rebukes him, saying how he didn't want to be the king of the fools, and he replies that the only thing worse would be to be one of them. She asks Gaius if he really wanted to feed those people, to which he replies that it actually felt very good to help. This prompts Baltar to interrupt Paula's huddle with the others, offering another path, away from her, quote, icy pragmatism, toward a path that helps everyone. The path, however, requires more, bigger, and better guns, eliciting applause from all the women. As the Admiral yet again is seen inspecting the repairs, Ellen and Ty meet alone. He tries to implore the need Galactica has for the base star, but she's singularly focused on why he chose to make love for her considering his feelings for Six. As she lists the details of why she feels replaced, Ty is blindsided as Tyrol, Tori, and Caprica 6 walk in, seemingly at Ellen's request. She's made the decision to jump away from the fleet aboard the base ship. Ty adamantly disagrees, recalling the failures of both pure Cylon and pure human cultures. As the others pressure Ty, he steadfastly refuses, which reveals this all to be a petty ploy by Ellen to reveal the one thing Ty loves more than either of the two women, Bill Adama and the ship. At the height of tension, Caprica 6 doubles over, something seemingly very wrong with her unborn child. Talk about manipulation. That whole scene is just a huge setup to get Ty to admit something.
Hey, Zach, we got a boxy theory.
Boxy theory. Poor Boxy needed lots of therapy after seeing Saul and Ellen having sex one night. This ended up being the second to last time Boxy snuck around the vents. The last? Hashtag Boy the Drew.
Yeah, I bet they get freaky. Really freaky. You know it. Yeah, Ellen, and she knew that answer, but you're right. It was like she was going to do everything she can to get him to say it. Make you say it. It's like, well, that's the ship. That's Adama. That's, that's the only thing that strikes me that's been constant in his life is that relationship with Adama and being on that ship.
Yeah.
It has a different kind of drama than the other kind of drama in his life, but yeah, that's where his heart is. That's where he thrives. That's where he is Ty. And you can't really fault him for that.
He's also reorganized his priorities too. Like he knows that survival of the ship is still the top existential threat. Like if they lose Galactica, odds are they lose everything. And he knows that above all else.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Bill, yeah, I mean Bill's the one male love of his life, for lack of a better word.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, it's true. He can depend on him. He can rely on him. He can fully trust him.
Even after everything with a Cylon reveal, there's still a huge level of trust there, yeah.
So you kind of can't fault him for that.
All right, so we're running on to the last set of scenes. In sickbay, Connell tells Ty, Ellen, and Caprica 6 that the baby is in trouble, but fighting back. Ty blames Ellen, stating that she should have known what forcing him to choose would mean. She apologizes, saying she was only trying to hurt Saul, and of course humans and Cylons should stay together. Caprica yells at them both to stop fighting. Ellen, despondent, walks away, but then walks back to put her hand on Saul's shoulders and console them both. As Adama makes his last inspection passes, Ellen tells Ty to talk to the now sleeping Caprica and tell her that he loves her. He tries, but is unable to do so adequately, and asks why he should have to say anything when she knows he feels it for all of them. Baby Liam's heart rate drops. Caprica 6 begs Coddle to cut him out of her, even if it means her death. Dr. Coddle refuses, stating that not even a Cylon baby could possibly survive outside the womb after only 4 months. Ellen tells her that Ty loves her more than anything, and promises to go to the base star so that the three of them can be a happy small little family. Liam flatlines. Ty desperately apologizes as Coddle shoos them away, and Caprica 6 cries the tears of a bereaved mother. Gaius is talking to Lee, Roslyn, and Adama. Adama refuses to listen at first, saying that he's going to the head for a, quote, project he's been working on. However, Gaius stops him, grabbing his arm, warning him that the decreased security in Dogsville resulting from losing so many Marines during the mutiny is causing a revolution to brew. He states that Adama has 2 options for stopping it. He can either bring Centurions over from the base ship, or take the last human solution he'll ever be offered. The plot apparently works, as we are shown the collective being given access to rifles and other higher-grade equipment to act as an auxiliary security force. Per Kara's suggestion, Tyrrell visits Boomer, sleeping in the brig. Meanwhile, in sickbay, Sam's brainwaves suddenly become very active. Ty enters Adama's quarters, weeping uncontrollably and nearly collapses. Adama comforts his friend, and the two make their best efforts to lighten the weight of Ty's loss. Roslyn and Adama are seen walking arm in arm through the memorial hallway. Laura notices a 6 putting up pictures of the Cylons who have been lost since joining the fleet, and is taken aback. Touching the idea of an 8, Adama realizes now that the joining of the two cultures has already begun, and the episode fades to black.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I kind of love that.
yeah, it was just you know, Laura noticed it. She's just like, wow, it's already started, and Adama is just like, wow, yeah, it has. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I mean that was stirring when you see that. You're like, oh damn, yeah, it really is becoming fully integrated, just society. Like,
Yeah. And it shows too that the differences between them, when you really look at it at a base emotional level, they're not that different.
no, no,
Of course, obviously their physiology and their attitudes towards things and how they survive, but at the end of the day, there's a connection there that the humans and the Cylons cannot escape, and they really see that. That's like one of those pivotal moments. It's like, when you can tell somebody something over and over and over and over again, and
hmm
they may not get it, but when they see that concept in action on their own, it has more meaning to them. It's like, damn, I've heard this, but I see it now. I'm realizing it. Yeah, that's that whole scene. That's how that kind of struck me, with Laura particularly being like, wow, this is happening. They are who they are. We are who we are. And you know what? At the end of the day, they mourn and they grieve the same as we do.
It's
That's
one of these
powerful.
events since the destruction of the hub and the rebellion that has sought to humanize the rebel Cylons, for lack
Yes.
of a better
hmm
word, makes them more relatable. It blurs the differences between them, especially when you factor in the final five and you have this like spectrum of what it means to be human versus Cylon.
Mm-hmm.
right,
Exactly.
exactly. Oh man, I don't know. My thoughts on this episode. I actually, I think I like this episode, Zach, probably better than No Exit. To be honest, um, there's just some interesting moments. Not only the last one that you covered in that final thing before the episode goes to black, but it's not only the moment in the memorial hallway, just the when they get the news that Caprica 6 miscarried, and just the way, the moment between Adama and Ty.
Oh, this is Ty's episode, man.
you when
Oh,
you
I
just
agree.
see when you just see you know even through all the shit that they've been through, even the jarring revelation, his best friend's a Cylon, technically he's the enemy, blah blah blah. Adama had to get past that. Any doubts or anything that Adama had remaining, or any or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it was just gone. It just melted away, because at that moment, it was just, I am here for my best friend,
Yeah.
period. And just seeing that, and Adama, I think, realized it a lot too, when, I mean, Ty just basically collapsed there, and he just needed to have that hug from his best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and for his best friend to just understand, and Adama did, because he went through it. He lost a kid, so it just but that was powerful. That was powerful, and there were just so many good, like, moments in this one, for me.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's a continuation of the previous scene with the two of them where they're, piss ass drunk and cracking jokes to each other while dealing with these heavy topics. Like they're in the same level of emotional depth and they're still cracking jokes trying to keep each other's spirits light. It's like, oh, Liam, that's a
Yeah,
good name. It's short for William. And they start laughing a little bit. It's like it's no Zach, but
yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes that's what you have to do when you're faced with that kind of adversity. I mean, you either laugh or you cry, and sometimes you just, damn it to hell, you get sick of crying.
yeah, yeah.
So you get a little irreverent at times. I mean, it just happens. It's
But
it.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say it'll make things more bearable.
Right.
But
yeah. And I think probably in my estimation, at least for this episode looking at for me, this one was a 8 or 8.5 actually. I'd give it an 8.5 for me.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's fair. There's some parts in this where I will give a 9 because
Okay.
the impact is so powerful. But I think the overall episode, I think an 8.5 is fair. I think it's good.
I was going to say 8, so we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay. What really hit you on the overalls, Zach?
So actually, there's a small thing towards the end that I think gets overlooked, and it's that it's Baltar that convinces Adama to do what he does, and he does it by reaching out and grabbing him. And for Baltar to have that level of balls at this stage in the game to physically basically accost Adama, say, hey, you need to fracking listen to me, is an evolution of both of their characters. One, that Baltar has the balls to do it, and two, that Adama chooses to listen at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
That's a great point because we're so used to Baltar being kind of oily,
passive,
and slithery, and very passive, and then he's always works around the system. But this time it was like boom, in your face, and he is meaning everything he's saying right now.
And it's because Paula stole power in his absence, and he knows that there's a shift in the dynamic that he has to adapt to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, dude. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of more focused on the other stuff, but yeah, bringing that up, dude. Yeah, you're right.
It gets overlooked. It definitely gets overshadowed by the whole Ellen and Ty and Adama thing. But Baltar has a pretty decent arc this episode.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
And really, how rarely do we get to see Baltar with his intention on his sleeve, so to speak? Because his mind is always working. His mind, he always tries to stay a couple of steps ahead, and he's always kind of shifting. But here we get to see him saying with Adama, "Hello, this is the way it is. This is what I need you to do. This is happening," and he means it. And I think Adama, if he respects people being straight with him and telling him how it is, he can respond to that. He gets that. He speaks that language.
Even just the revelation to himself that being generous and giving to people felt good in his soul is a massive leap for Baltar. Massively.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, and we're starting to get down now to where you're going to see a lot more of this. You're going to see a lot more of these types of interactions as the characters come to their final form.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're definitely in that time now where, my goodness, we're only a few episodes out yet from the end. So we're getting there because we've only got
it's 3, 4 if you split the last one up into 2.
Yeah, we've only got 4 altogether, and that's it. So we've got next week, which will be someone to watch over me, which is a good one. And then of course, week after that, we'll have Island in a Stream of Stars, and then of course we'll round it out with Daybreak 1 and Daybreak Part 2. And for the finale, for the Daybreak episodes, folks, I do have some cool news because at least when I last talked to him, of course, I have to reach out via email and get it all squared. But we should have Gary joining us for the discussion of the finale.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
that'll be fun. So we'll have Gary on with us breaking it down, as far as I know. So
Nice.
yeah, I just need to cross the T's and dot the I's with Gary, and we'll have him on for the discussion of Daybreak Part 1 and Daybreak Part 2, and that'll be fun because I definitely have a different opinion on the finale than Gary. I know Gary's like super over the top, like at least from what I talked to him when he and I were chit chatting about Battlestar a week or so ago when he was on the Bounding stream with us, and we were talking backstage. Gary was all super gung ho on the finale, so I'm guessing he's a 10 out of 10 guy with the finale, and I had my nitpicks with it, where I thought there was a variety of things unresolved. So it's going to be a good conversation because there'll be a nice contrast of opinions, and
Yes.
and it's just gonna be fun for all of us to just interact with Gary because he's pretty fun to break stuff down with. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good.
yeah, that'll be
Can I make
great.
a request? Can
Yes,
we
sir.
not start at 9:45?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably start a little early that night. We'll probably start around 8:45, I'm guessing, or so, or
Okay.
9 o'clock. Just because those episodes run longer, don't they, Zach? Even though they're two-parters, even though it is a two-parter, but don't they run long individually?
Maybe.
Part 1 and Part 2.
I would have to double check, but wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
because if I remember correctly, I think they do. Because if you add up, I think both of them together, they're about the finale's about a good couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours. So.
And there's a lot to unpack. It's
oh God, yeah.
Woo!
So we're gonna have to do it, in a Part 1 and a Part 2.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what's coming down the pike. But yeah, I'm very glad that we had the gang back together this week. It was awesome.
Me too.
I mean, this just feels right. It feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
So so that said, I'm gonna let my wonderful co-hosts tell you where they can be found, and we will start with the queen of our scene, the absolute fiery saucy redhead, the hottest chick in our galaxy, and that is Arwen Avalon.
Hey. Okay, well, tomorrow at 7 Eastern on my channel, I'm doing another Arwen After Dark. We're just gonna be on there talking about fun, drinking some wine, and general bullshit.
Drinking wine.
Of course, drinking wine. Oh my God, y'all! I've been looking for different things. I tried some Mike's Hard Lemonade. Mike's Hard Lemonade. The other side.
Yes, it's Mike's cousin, second removed.
Yeah, I was like,
it's a knockoff.
So
you can buy it at the general store.
Yes, I did. I bought it at the Giant Mart. It was right there at the Giant Mart. I might be drinking some more of that tomorrow. I don't know. I know it'll be Mary and Darth Arlena, and I think Eris. She had to miss last time we did it, but anyway, we're just going to be having some fun. Look, Friday nights are just there to decompress. They're everyone to come together, have a good time, not take things too seriously, because we know we get wrapped up. Things happen, and you got to take some things seriously. I get that. But that's why we got wine and Friday night with Arwen After Dark. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And then Saturday's heavy stream day. I've got Eris's, I've got Backtube, and I've got T-shirt Historians kind of back to back. And then I don't know what at the night. In the night, we'll see.
Look how Deej is coming.
God. Oh my God, I'm going to tell him you said that, Deej. He's going to die.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's great.
Anyway, so yeah, and then Sundays, I think I'm streaming actually with Lorena Sunday night on her Florida channel. or Florida show.
Nice.
Yeah, normally I try not to stream on Sundays because Fridays and Saturdays kick my ass. But yeah, I'll be on Lorena's Sunday night.
Awesome.
So that's it for me right now. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, you are these days. You are a bona fide celeb. You might have passed Culture Casino now.
No, never. Culture's in a league of his own. No, he's untouchable.
Oh.
We like him that way. So.
And we'll go over to, of course, Mr. Brightest Day. You know him as Zach.
If you know me at all. Hi everybody, it's been good to be back. I actually am going to take a step back from YouTube for a little while. I'm having a bit of an existential motivational problem. So until I run across a fount of inspiration, I will try to support Pegasus Actual until the finale. But overall, I'm going to just take a step back from YouTube. It's been great entertaining you guys this last year. It's been a real pleasant experience being on YouTube with everyone. I just want to say thank you.
Well, I want to tell you, brother, you've been, amazing just having you in this community, and I just want to say publicly, folks, this man has done such, selfless things, such incredible things. I mean, I owe so much to Zach because he's helped, behind the scenes when we were doing the Laura Logan thing. He was there. He had my back. He was producing. He was helping out anything he could do. He's helped, he put together that awesome intro for United Resistance right after we had the one, with Rogue Resistance where we changed over in a different direction. And, he's done all of that work. And, he's done it out of friendship. He's done it out of just, wanting to just help. And that's Zach in a nutshell. He's a selfless guy. He's the type that'll give you the shirt off his back. And I'm proud to call him a friend. I really am. He's just one of those people in life that you come across that's a gem. And, I'm super proud of him. And I know you're going to take some time and do some reassessing of things, Zach. But, man, we can't wait to have you back for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Y'all, and Zach is the one who just out of the blue, selflessly and so appreciated, got me my camera. He got me my camera. And that actually has, this is going to sound crazy. And Zach, this is true. And I've never told you this. And I am going to tell you this. And I'm going to do it public, damn it. That has changed my life particularly on YouTube and getting to know people. That alone, just having that, being able to see people and connect and be seen. And it's just, it totally elevated things in a way that I had no idea it would do. And you alone are responsible for that. And I love you for it. And I thank you for it. I will never forget that. And I truly appreciate it.
I love you guys too.
So,
yeah, you are family to us, bro. And, that's the thing. We're always here for each other. And I always like that we're here for each other. And, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done and just being there, at times personally, because I know there's been a couple times I've leaned on you when I've been going through things. And it's like, brother, you just been amazing to me. Yeah. And I truly mean that, you're a gem in my life, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, folks. Well, we will see you next week when we do next week's episode. That's gonna be super fun. That'll be someone to watch over me, which will be which if I remember that one correctly, that's a super that's a super in-depth one all in itself. So yeah, we're getting in the end game now, so this is going to be fun. So all the episodes are going to have a bit of a quick pace to them and everything. When we're on these last 4, technically 3, but these last 4. So yeah, everything's going to have a bit of a quicker pace to it. So there'll be a lot of action and exposition to cover, and we're going to do it the best way that we know how, the unique way that we do each and every week here on Pegasus Actual. So it's always fun when I get to do it with these folks. And with that, love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and just love one another. So say we all.
So say we all.
Say we all.